Cronkite Sports Live alongside Jacob Rudner. I'm Tyler Manion, and we welcome you back to the 12th season of CSL. Jacob, it's fantastic to be here with you today.
It is always good to be back. I'm glad we have another season going of CSL. A little bit of a fire drill to get the show started, as usual, but in the business, it's about how well you put out the fire, not how fast you collapse under it.
We're definitely putting out the fire and getting into it. Last week, though, we weren't here. We were in Tempe, Sun Devil Stadium, ASU versus Sac State. And ASU only scored 3 points in the first half. It wasn't looking pretty, 19 in the game, but they did come away with the win. So, I mean, look, we're going at the highlights right here. Brandon Ayuk, the only exciting player of the first half, if we're being honest. He's going to go into the matrix real quick right here. Whoop! Oh, how did he do that? I don't know, but it was literally the only exciting moment of the first half. And that set up this Christian Zendejas field goal, put ASU on the board. You see there, just 2 minutes were left in the first half. Then DJ Davidson, one mandrake from Herm Edwards. The defense was on fire, only gave up 7 points. Here's the star of the team, Eno Benjamin. In this game, though, against Sacramento State, only 69 rushing yards for Eno Benjamin. 69 rushing yards for one of the best players in college football. You're going to notice a theme here with Christian Zendejas. Scored 13 of the team's points, and we're going to go back to Eno Benjamin because he's a monster. We know this, and we're going to see this if he can do it against Michigan State. He did it here on this play from Jaden Daniels. That was the only touchdown of the game for the Sun Devils, and that came with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. One touchdown against Sacramento State, as we just said. And in that Sac State game, the star was Christian Zendejas. He scored 13 of the team's 19 points. But in the opener, it was punter Michael Turk. In his first game as a Sun Devil, he earned the record of longest average punt distance in a game with a minimum of 5 punts. Through 2 games, the offense has struggled. The defense has been solid, but the special teams, they've been elite.
The Arizona State football team hits the road for the first time in 2019 to take on the Michigan State Spartans on Saturday at 1 p.m. To help preview the matchup for us, we go live to Sun Devil Stadium, where WCSN reporter Alex Gall is on the scene to answer a few questions for us. Alex, ASU is set to take on one of the best defenses in the nation, with the Sun Devils offense off to a slow start. What do they need to do to find success against the Spartans defense?
Well, yeah, Jacob, this is just not going to be an easy feat for the Sun Devils in a tough road environment like Michigan State in East Lansing, facing the #1 rushing defense in the country with a freshman quarterback in tow, as well as 2 up front freshmen on the offensive line. If you're the Sun Devils, expect them to spread it out wide in these bubble screen game to people like Brandon Ayuk and to Eno Benjamin to spread the defense out so they can run it up the middle and establish Eno Benjamin as the game goes on.
Staying on the topic of Michigan State's defense, you mentioned their ability to stop the run. The Spartans held opponents to a Division I best 81.3 yards per game last season. How can the Sun Devils get the run game going this weekend?
Yeah, it really does rest on the shoulders of Eno Benjamin. The running back had his lowest yards per carry total last week against Sacramento State since almost a year ago to the day when ASU lost to San Diego State. So for Benjamin, it's just about getting established early and often in ASU's offense, whether it's in the rushing attack, ideally, but also in the passing attack as well.
The Sun Devils defense has allowed just 14 points through 2 weeks against inferior competition. Can they stay on the same pace against the Spartans, or will Brian Lewerke and company be too much for ASU to handle?
Yeah, Jacob, there's a lot of things working against the Sun Devils going into this weekend. First of all, they come in as a huge underdog to Michigan State, who's looking to avenge last year's big loss here in Tempe when ASU raised a 10-point fourth quarter deficit and kicked a game-winning field goal as time expired. So for Arizona State, they just have to do their game plan, get Eno Benjamin established, and get the ball out of Jaden Daniels' hands quick, and they might be able to turn some heads in East Lansing.
Great stuff, Alex. If you want to check out more of his content, head over to cronkitesports.com.
We've been talking current Sun Devil football, but now let's look at the Pac-12 players in the pros. The NFL season is underway, and a few guys that hurt ASU last season have made an immediate impact at the next level. First up, Andre Dillard. The Washington State left tackle has joined one of the best lines in all of football with the Philadelphia Eagles. Dillard was selected 22nd overall and got in on jumbo sets right off the bat for the Birds. Next up is hometown boy Byron Murphy. The Washington Husky from Phoenix now finds himself as a starting corner for the Arizona Cardinals. In Week 1, he racked up 5 tackles. In Jacksonville, Nick Foles' injury meant opportunity for the mustached Minshew, and boy did he take advantage of it. How about this? Just 3 incomplete passes on 25 attempts, almost 300 yards, and just top it off with 2 touchdowns, why don't you? Have yourself a day, Gardner Minshew. Meanwhile, in New England, Arizona State's own N'Keal Harry is sidelined on the IR and may have a tough time getting touches when he comes back, as he is surrounded by a group of experienced receivers and one of the league's best offenses. In Week 1, these few Pac-12 players produced, and the conference will hope to add to this list as the season continues.
One of the Sun Devils' most successful programs is back to their dominating ways. ASU's women triathlon team qualified for nationals in their first meet of the season on September 1st with an ASU podium sweep. The triathlon team, led by head coach Cliff English, will have a shot at winning their 4th consecutive national title this November.
From one of the most dominant teams in ASU, we get to a team that's trying to get there. So we bring in WCSN soccer analyst Chris Gleason to talk some Sun Devil soccer. So Chris, this team started 5-0, then they lose 2 straight. So what changed in those losses?
Well, Tyler, first off, the competition got harder playing Oklahoma and Central Florida, but the biggest thing in those 2 games was they just weren't consistent between the first and second half. In the Oklahoma game, they came out very slow. Oklahoma dominated play and took that 1-0 lead into halftime, took them till the second half to equalize, and they were 7 minutes away from tying it. But then Central Florida was the other way around, where it was 1-1 at halftime. They were looking good, and then they come out and give up 3 goals and lose by that margin. And so they really, as simple as it sounds, they need to just play consistent for 90 minutes. As
simple as it sounds, but reigns true. So as we mentioned, they sit at 5-2 right now. But really, this schedule is going to only get tougher from here. LSU coming up, and there's only 2 games before Pac-12 play starts. So what can we expect from those 2 games?
Well, I would hope for a better performance against LSU because the Tigers, unlike UCF and Oklahoma, don't even have votes to be ranked in the latest poll. I would hope that a 1-goal loss or a tie, if not a win, is the result in that one. And then the game after that, CSUN, serves as a good last non-conference warm-up type of game before they get into Pac-12 play. I would hope that they can win that one in dominant fashion at Sun Devil Soccer Stadium.
Sun Devil Soccer doing okay so far this season, but Chris Gleason doing great, looking great with the content. For all of his content and more from WCSN's soccer coverage team, go to cronkitesports.com.
New allegations against the University of Arizona emerged on Wednesday. A 2017 transcript of a conversation between former Wildcat assistant basketball coach and undercover agents was leaked to the media. Emmanuel Book Richardson claimed he paid $40,000 to a high school coach to ensure former guard Raleigh Alkins would be eligible at the U of A. In the transcript, Richardson did not say where he got the money, but mentioned the payment when explaining how difficult it was to handle the demands of recruits and their families. It's unclear why the conversation was not used as evidence in court earlier this year. Now from the legalities surrounding University of Arizona to law that could reshape college sports, WCSN reporter Simon Williams has more in Impact.
A law that could fundamentally change college sports moved one step closer to ratification this Wednesday. By unanimous bipartisan decision in both of the state's legislative bodies, California Senate Bill 206 landed on Governor Gavin Newsom's desk, and pending his signature would allow student athletes at public and private universities in the state to earn money from the use of their name, image, or likeness in endorsement deals, as well as sign with representatives starting in 2023. This shakes the NCAA to its core as the governing body of intercollegiate athletics claims that scholarship-earning students cannot be paid at all for their services, despite the billions of dollars in revenue they generate for the name on the front of their jersey. Punishments on this very issue have been levied by the NCAA before, maybe most notably Reggie Bush returning his Heisman Trophy. But SB 206 would make it illegal for schools to take away an athlete's scholarship or eligibility as punishment for accepting endorsement money. This effectively neuters the NCAA of its authority over athletes in the state. In a statement this past week, the Pac-12 Conference asked lawmakers to delay any debate until the NCAA announces formal proposals. Now, while we wait for a decision, I would advise you not to get too comfortable. As of Wednesday, Governor Newsom has 27 days to sign the bill, so a decision could come at any moment. Guys, this story can quite literally change the game. Now let's take it over to social media with Riley Trujillo.
Now in for my favorite segment of the show. It's time for social media, and for that we bring in social media savant, WCSN social media savant, Riley Trujillo. Riley, thank you for coming. Hope you have some good tweets for us.
I think I have some okay tweets. Thanks for having me here, guys.
Of course.
And we're going to kick it off with this tweet coming from Sun Devil Football, and it's Herm Edwards landing in East Lansing, getting ready for the matchup tomorrow against Michigan State. And guys, what do you think about his outfit?
I mean, there's a lot of things to break down about this outfit. I mean, first of all, I want to look at the hat. Not many guys can pull off that hat you see right there. And then, Jacob, you can talk about the jacket, but I'm thinking the bag. The bag right here, I don't know what that bag is, but one, love how he's carrying it, and two, love that he's got the confidence to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big hat guy. I wear a lot of hats, and I don't have one of those, but I'm a big fan of the style, big fan of the plaid suit, and then the little Sparkies on the inside of the suit. That's an interesting touch, and I think he definitely pulls it off, so a good look for Herm.
Definitely. I think you guys should get some jackets like that with Sparky on the inside, because they're fire. And speaking of fire, we're going to bring in our second tweet. This one's coming from Guy Fieri, shouting out Spencer Torkelson for being on the cover of Baseball America. Isn't that crazy, you guys?
I mean, that is an interesting friendship. He seems very friendly, like they know each other prior to whenever this tweet was posted. And congrats to my buddy Spencer. That sounds very friendly. I'm curious as to where the friendship started between Guy Fieri, the super chef, and Spencer Torkelson, the college baseball player, but I respect the friendship.
I mean, Guy Fieri makes bomb food. Spencer Torkelson hits bombs. I get it.
Oh, you're right. That is a great connection.
That's good.
Thank
you. Definitely would want to be friends with both of them, but really, I just want to be friends with ASU Hockey's new dog, Al. He's actually the equipment manager, John's dog, but he showed up to practice this week and got on the ice, and he was playing around with some of the players. Guys, how cute is that?
I'm a huge dog person. I miss the heck out of my dog right now. So a dog, one, and anywhere is awesome, but on ice, that's probably the cutest thing I've ever seen.
It's like a team mascot, a little ice dog. It's fun. No, that's good. Now they have something to play with there. Eddie Lack figured out why I have to keep the gate closed. It looks like it was an accident. They didn't even want the dog on the ice.
Could we get maybe a Sparky costume for that dog? That's what I'm wondering. If it's going to call it a mascot, I mean, might as well.
That's a great idea. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys, for having me so much.
Riley, you covered men's hockey for us last year, so you might know about what's going on right now. Arizona State men's hockey coach Greg Powers just got a new contract extension through the 2023-2024 season. Powers' extension comes a year after the program's first NCAA tournament appearance that skyrocketed the program to new heights. He was a finalist for the Division I Coach of the Year award as his team went 21-12-1. Along with the extension, Powers and two of his assistant coaches earned raises as well. While money is fun and makes most people happy, the more flashy news of the week is the team's new jerseys. Let's take a look.
Hey, Matt! What are you doing?
What? Looks pretty good on me, doesn't it?
Looks pretty sick.
From men's to women's, the WCSN women's hockey coverage team headed out to practice to ask the hard-hitting questions from the Devils on ice. Take a look.
Probably Grey's Anatomy. Watched it like twice.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Grey's Anatomy. Jane the Virgin.
Last Chance University.
Gossip Girl.
No. No. Not a sandwich. No.
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 Oh man. I don't know.
Party in the USA by Martin Cyrus.
Probably some Shania Twain.
T-Pain Best Love Song.
Maybe like Spice Girls song or something.
Tequila.
Yes.
No.
No. Yes. No. No. No.
Yes.
No.
Tim McGraw.
Khaled. Lady Antebellum.
Kendrick Lamar. Justin Timberlake.
It's time for our viewers' favorite segment of the show. It's time for The Way It Is. Tyler, Manion, and I will face off in a series of questions, and the guys in the studio will pick who they thought answered them best. And whoever wins that will get the opportunity to speak for a little bit in front of you guys at home. But to kick that off, we're going to jump right in. ASU football has struggled on offense, but they're 2-0 heading into East Lansing this weekend. Will the Sun Devils finish the season with more than 7 wins?
7 wins, Jacob. That's going to be too much for me. I think they split the season 6 wins, 6 losses. Pretty simple. Under 7 for me.
I actually, and this is surprising, I agree with you. I don't ever agree with you, but right now I actually am on the same page. I think the Sun Devils finish the season 6-6. They're going to split it the rest of the way, and I think their first loss is this weekend against Michigan State. Okay, speaking of that game, we know Michigan State's defense is crazy, so over-under for Eno Benjamin, the star running back for ASU, over-under 70 rushing yards for Eno. I am going to go under. I'm going to go way under. I think that defense is phenomenally good against the run. Eno Benjamin has had a tough time getting going so far this season. ASU's offensive line has struggled. I think Eno does the same against Michigan State.
See, I think they lose like you to Michigan State, but I'm going to give Eno more than 7. I think he's pissed off. He's upset. Everyone's stacking the box against him, and he's going to go off against Michigan State. Maybe I'm going to give him over 100 rushing yards.
Wow.
I don't think they win again, but Eno, he's a beast, and he's going to go for more than 70 for sure.
Okay, last question, Tyler. We are taping this on Friday the 13th, a day associated with scary stories and superstition. I'm afraid of scary stuff, so what is your pre-show superstition?
All right, Jacob, you know about this. For people at home, don't, though. I have to say I love you to everyone in the studio before the show. Get that family environment going, get the affection running around, make everyone feel warm, and mainly me.
How uncomfortable. Mine doesn't accost other people. I just put on socks in a certain order, right sock before the left sock before every single show. It's good luck for me, and it does not allow me to be scared while I'm on camera, just like you should be right now, because I am about to win.
No.
The way it is, they will pick me. You should be scared. I am going to win.
Socks are way too basic, Jacob. Mine is affectionate.
No.
It makes me liked by everyone.
You get in everybody's face. It's completely unnecessary.
To anyone,
I will win. Shocker. After the Arizona State football team struggled to find offensive rhythm against their FCS opponent, Sacramento State, offensive coordinator Rob Likens said rather admittingly the offense was a long-term fix after they couldn't find any room to move. ASU lost their starting center to a broken foot before the season even began. 2 freshmen are on the offensive line in front of a true freshman quarterback. It should take a long time for the Sun Devils' offensive woes to be solved. But the issues while ASU possesses the football should not distract fans from the fact that the Sun Devils' defense is a stronghold. Ashari Crosswell, Merlin Robertson, Darian Butler, DJ Davidson, Chase Lucas, Kobe Williams, they all have something in common. They're talented, established, and effective. They, along with the rest of the Sun Devil defense, should shape up to be the backbone of this young, developing football team in Tempe. So rather than jumping ship on the Sun Devils, realize that the defense is talented and comfortable enough to be leaned on. Their nationally ranked opponent this weekend has been doing it for the last few years with an offense that ranks towards the bottom of Division I offense in key offensive statistics and a defense that ranks at or near the top. So don't buy in on the misconception that a good football team relies on high-octane offense for its brick-walled defense that could lead ASU to victory this year in Tempe.
Top plays, number 3, great reader there, Jacob on the monologue for the win. I think I should have won, but anyway, top play, number 3. We're going to go to Sun Devil Soccer Stadium for this cross from Marlene Schimmer. Look at that cross. I mean, I don't genuinely know how she did that cross. I played soccer for 12 years and I was nowhere near doing anything like that. And then a beautiful finish by Nicole Douglas as well. Top corner, top shed on the number 2, Jacob.
You had footwork on the pitch. I have footwork on the gridiron. Eno Benjamin catches a pass out of the backfield, makes a tackler miss, and takes it to the house. 72-yard touchdown. It was the only touchdown Arizona State scored in that game. Big time Eno couldn't find it on the ground, but he found it through the air.
Eno's good. He's all right. He's kind of athletic. But this dude right here, Michael Turk, he's the best athlete on the team. He's the best punter in the country. And he hit this one 75 yards. That's right, a punt that he hit 75 yards. That's kicking a football. We did soccer earlier. Now this is kicking a football 75 yards on the field on the way to a record-breaking performance for Michael Turk. And Jacob, all I have to say is punters are people too.
Absolutely. Punters are people too. Michael Turk has done an unbelievable job this year for the Sun Devils, giving them field position on defense. He has been great. I personally think one of their best players on the team.
I agree, and I think he did great. I think we did great. I think this was a good premiere for CSL this season, and we appreciate you coming back next week, same time, same place. Thanks for watching.